I'll go ahead. Thank you. So again, you're Jackson?
Yeah. Jackson is my name. Tourism again. This city was built by the Corps of Engineers from the U.S. Army. There's 16 streets that you cannot get lost once you're in town, which we actually call downtown Cologne City. As you can see, all this area is called New Cristobal.
We are family.
And as I say,
Brothers and sisters, Jackson,
this park is in honor of Theodore Roosevelt, we're coming up to, President from the United States. All this area, most of the people Americans used to live around here were civilians, like doctors, teachers, firemen, those who work for the shipping companies. Cologne City is designed just like a major city in New York City, like the cities in New York or California or Miami. The streets are all parallel, right? North and south, east and west. They're all cut the same. You cannot get lost once you're downtown because all streets run into each other.
Can we turn this down, please? Because if it might make the flag,
fair,
then they won't want to hear you.
Okay,
I
good.
have to take you out. So how big is this area that you're talking about? All these streets are the same. How many mile radius, maybe? 5 miles?
It's about 7 miles
7.
altogether. 16th Street and 19 avenues. In front of us, we got the free zone. There's over 4,500 department stores. In this space, you could get from a safety pin straight up to ports from ships and planes in this free zone. No taxes. Everything is wholesale. Electronics, clothing department, even medicine. Any amount of jewelry you like, cloth, even food, parts for trucks and cars, wholesale. Here in Cologne City, we got McDonald's, we got KFC, and we got Subway. All Americans.
How many taxis do you have?
A lot.
Oh my goodness.
There's a lot. Because we used to have public buses, but the local buses went out of business. So now there's more cab to move around than public buses in town. Also, our buses that we got down here, the owners go to Miami, right, and buy the old school buses, refurbish them, bring them back down here and paint them in different colors and put designs on them, and using this public bus to go out of town into the suburb. That building over there, that's a police station. The one in gray. There's a new police station. They go to McDonald's right here. It's a great supermarket.
Is that the supermarket? There was a store that's supposed to have everything for $1 somewhere in here. You know any store that had everything for $1?
Yep.
You do?
Yeah, it's across town. It's on the other side. Just like in the U.S., a Dollar General. No, you're coming close by to the main street.
How long did you work at? Yeah.
I live in Charleston 7 years.
So you worked at the port for 7 years?
I work at the Port of Wando. is Cable and Wireless. It's a subsidy of AT&T. This is a phone company. This is the main street, Central Avenue. Back in the day, they used to call it Broadway, just like Broadway in New York City, where most activity was at. This is the main park. If you're on this park, you cannot get lost because you go from the beginning of town to the end of town. So, like I said, you cannot get lost once you're on the main road. Right now we're on 14th Street going down, like at the exit of town. Then you got 15th Street and 16th in the town. On your left, this building right here, used to owned by Coca-Cola. This used to be the soda factory. This building right here, on your left. They used to process all the soda pop for Coca-Cola. Across the street, there's a port from Panama Port Company. That's the port that President Trump is talking about, that the Chinese got control over on the south side of the Panama Canal. We're in the Atlantic, so this the other port he be talking about. We out of town right now. This is the bus that in the U.S. or school bus, right? Mm-hmm. They paint them, put them together, and put them as a public transportation. This is the other side of the free zone. These are a different entrance into the free zone. All this on the right hand side used to belong to the Americans. This used to be a borderline between Panama and the U.S. On the right side, everything belongs to the U.S. and the left side, the Panamanian side. If you commit any crime or break any law, you'll be judged on this side or the American law from the state of Alabama. That's the law they used to use down here from the state of Alabama, here in Panama. This building was built by the Americans. These are the cars that take the pilots back and forward to the Panama Canal and bring the ships into the Panama Canal. This is Department of Transportation, solo only for those who work on, like, captains who work on the Panama Canal area, who are in charge of bringing in the boats that are going through the Panama Canal. Once a boat come into national water, they leave international water and come into town, into Panama, it been taken over. It usually they take him over by a Panamanian pilot. That way, we make sure that whoever bringing the ship into Panamanian waters have the full control and knowledge of the area. Them towers you see on the top, that was built by the Americans. The way they process, that's where they process the drinking water. This building right now is a county jail. It used to be the cold storage, where the Americans used to, once the ship come with the supplies, they used to come over here. Well, now it's a county jail. Yep. All this area used to be owned by the U.S. In other words, we on American land.
So now it's Panama? Now it's Panama?
Yeah, all this now belongs to Panama. Yeah.
Everything y'all get, is it shipped in or y'all manufacturing it from?
No, we don't manufacture that. Everything is shipped in. Well, give and take.
It's got to come through here anyway.
Give and take.
Like your guys or our guys is $2.80, $2.70 a gallon. Yours is probably $6 a gallon.
Nah, we got gas price pretty low down here. We're talking about $3.15
Well,
a gallon
Same as
down
ours.
here. Yeah.
some places we went to, the gas was $5 or $6 a gallon.
Oh, okay. Right now we paying 96 cents a liter.
Comes out to $3.15 a gallon.
Yeah, with 3 something. All this area used to belong to the Americans. This is what we call Rainbow City. Most of the people who live on here was Hispanic and African Americans. It was most of them was okay. There go the buses. See how they paint them? That's Mark Anthony right there. Used to be Jennifer Lopez's husband.
Now, do the roads down there.
Not that often.
I can tell you.
No, not that often. You see, it's a business.
Oh, okay.
It's a business.
Oh,
You-
well, Ashton, we get on a good road.
Oh, okay. Okay, this road was recently got inaugurated about a month and a half ago.
Oh,
Yeah. Why? Because the company paid for it. That they transport a lot of cement and corn coming from outside. So they use these roads to go back and forward to the ship, to the port. Now, all this area on the left on the top is called Margarita. Most, like I said, civilians used to live on this side of town.
were you born here?
Yes, ma'am. Born and raised in NYC and Charleston, South Carolina, and Atlanta. Yep. I used it with Buckhead, in Atlanta. Brooklyn, New York, the Bronx. Then it went down to Charleston. The good thing about here in Panama, fruits and vegetables grow on their own down here.
How hot does it get down here? How cold?
Okay, it go into the 90s. Right now we could say we actually about 96, between 90 and 90, 96, yeah.
That's
It's all these trees here, these are banana trees. Alright? But they don't own by nobody, they just grow on the wild.
wow.
Yep, they grow on the wild.
So do people come out and just get the bananas when they want them?
Yeah. Yep. They go to coconut trees, or they grow on their own. Even this year, this is a papaya tree. You see all the papaya growing on its own?
Yeah.
Okay, ain't nobody planting them there. That just grow on its own. So any day you feel like to go and have a papaya, you just come take one or two you want and you'll leave the rest.
Does it get cold here?
No, ma'am.
No?
Nope. Some more year round. Right now we into the rain season. We only got two weather, dry and wet. There's only two weather. So we into the rain season now.
So how much rain do you usually get?
Oof. Sometimes we get a lot, like a lot. Sometimes we get but so much. Last year we got a long extended summertime because they even had to ask people to conserve water for the Panama Canal
Where do you get your water?
from the rain, up in the lake. Usually come from the lake.
Is it piped to your house?
Yes, yeah. We got a water process plant that they distribute oil into town.
Now, some of the places we've been to, they have to pump.
Yep. Even here too. They got certain areas that they got to haul them through with water trucks. Because the pressure don't. Even if you live in a high area, ain't no pressure. Sometimes you might get water at 1, 2 in the morning. In other words, you go and sleep at 7, 8 o'clock, put your alarm clock for 1 o'clock, wake up. So once the water come, right, you get your buckets and fill up your buckets and everything, wash clothes and everything, do it, then go back and sleep. There's a lot of people be complaining about that because they say it take away from the resting time. Because now you get up at 1 o'clock in the morning, do all we gotta do, then to get up again for 6 to get ready to go to work.
What time do you start your day for the taxi?
I sold at 5:30
And go till how long?
to 7 o'clock.
Long day.
But by around 1, 2 o'clock, I'm gonna go have lunch, then go home, take at least an hour or two nap, then come back out again by 3, 4, continue running around.
Is most of your business cruise ships or?
For the locals. Because the cruise ship season goes from January, starts in January, all the way down to May. Once June come in, then the stores then end in the middle of June. Because ain't no ship coming down here. And usually most of the ship coming from up north or from Europe. So once it get warm up there, people then leave and go and coming this way. You see? That's the difference. So you got to continue doing as regular. Taking people back and forth to work, even students. They got parents who call me, come pick up my child from school. Because down here, not like in the US that they got the school buses. Now, down here, if you gonna put your child on the bus, you got to pay for his own fare. And some parents don't want the kids on the bus, on public bus, so they would, hire somebody or call a cab, pick the child up and bring him back. Just now, I call my daughter and let her know I'm with you guys. So if she finished class early, she's gonna need to take a cab and go home. This is she's doing her internship right now as a psychologist. Next year you're supposed to be graduating. As my youngest daughter, this is the only one I got here in Panama. Out of my 6 kids, the other 5 up top between Atlanta and New York City. Yep. 5 kids up in the US and 4 grandkids. I contribute. I made my contribution to the American census.
Our mom and dad, we're sisters. Our mom and dad contributed too. There's 12 of us.
Wow.
All by the same parents.
All by the same parent, huh?
All by the same parents.
Okay.
Henry has the same mother
Of mine, 4 different baby mom with a lot of drama. As they say, baby mama with a lot of drama. Yeah, I got them. I got them. Years ago, between 20 and 15 years ago, all this area you should see a lot of alligators here up on the top. Sun basking. But like they start building new houses and clearing the area. The people of wildlife, retrieve them. Every time anyone come out, they will come and retrieve them, the alligators, and take them to the safe land. At night, and you will see different type of animals crossing in between the roads. Early in the morning, we had the howling monkeys in the morning time. Yeah. Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, you don't drive like that, Jackson. You threaded the needle.
Yeah. Maybe he's in a hurry. Go use the bathroom. used to get mad. Then one day my daughter said, "No, Daddy, maybe he's in a hurry. Need to go use the bathroom. So let him go."
Maybe he's got somebody who's got to go to work and be on time. They're late.
Exactly.
You charge them extra when you have to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're in danger of getting a ticket
Right.
by the bobo.
There's a lot of crime down here, isn't there?
Not really.
Not really?
Nope. Nope.
What's the population?
Okay, at this moment we're running between 35 and 38,000 people in Colombia.
Just in Colombia.
Yes, the whole country is 4.3 million. In other words, we ain't doing much of this because there's not many people. In the whole country, all this area used to be run by the American soldiers. Used to be, we had the cars with MPs. One thing the Americans used to stay on: do not mess with the forest. Do not touch the trees. On the left, that's the entrance to Fort Davis. Used to be Fort Davis. Now it's a residential area. It used to be a U.S. Fort, a U.S. Army base. Another thing about Panama, this is the only place that you could have breakfast in the Pacific, right? And have coffee break on the Atlantic. Yes, in other words, it don't take that much of a time to get from the Atlantic to the Pacific comparing to the US. How many days it would take you from Miami or from New York City to Seattle, Washington? How many weeks it would take you in a car to get from New York City to Seattle, Washington? Okay, this train track take you straight into Panama City on the Pacific. You run straight into the middle of the country. Here we go into the new Panama Canal, and luckily there's a big ship going through at the new Panama Canal. Over there, there's the old Panama Canal. This was built for bigger ships because they cannot fit on the into the old Panama Canal. The Panamax, Merck's company, and Evergreen told Panama, we building bigger ships, so you got to build a bigger Panama Canal. So that's how they wound up doing this extra set of the Panama, this new set of the Panama Canal. This here on the bottom is salt water. Up on the top of the lake is sweet water. In other words, drinking water. Because they say the water on the lake water is heavier than salt water. That's why the Panama Canal was built on the lake. as you guys could see, right? Rainforest. They make sure do not cut the trees because these control the water. If you got plenty of trees, you're always gonna be rain. And they need the rain to have enough water for the ship to go by and come through.
What is all those big buses?
The big buses.
Or tourists. They coming up from the canal area. Remember, there's 2 ships that came today. Yeah, there's 2 ships.
Yeah, we saw where the excursions for our ship were sold out.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, tell you what. Coming here, you pay a different price on a taxi cab. Also, you get a better tour because
Yeah.
those who come in the bus, they just bring them here and take them back. You see, I will take you to the other part of the canal, and I will take you into town. So in other words, you get an extra for less.
But we've done both. We like taxis. We really do.
I like private taxis.
Yeah, we like private taxis. We don't like to go with somebody else. Sometimes they want to stop and they say, stay here for 10 minutes and we'll be ready to go. And then those people stay for 30.
Okay.
And then we don't get to stop at all our stops. So that's why we just like to go by ourselves.
Which makes sense.
Yeehaw. Whoa, whoa, bus.
Okay, there we go. There's a new Panama Canal we're coming into. Built by the Panamanians. Full house, yeah. I'll take you guys to the gate. I'm gonna bring my car and park all across the street. I'll be waiting for you guys over here.
Okay.
Now, yeah, I think they're about $60 to go in. They charge over here.
What's that like?
That's the observation deck area.
We do we have to go?
No, you don't have to go. You don't want to go?
Glendale, go get some pictures, David.
Yeah.
How long does it take to go in?
Guareja,
Sí, sí.
déjalo aquí mismo y pueden avanzar. Déjalo aquí en sitio.
You guys close to one?
You want to go there?
Yeah, those you can see what's.
Huh? You want to go? Okay.